okay, but where is the damage for Timber? You're right.
That's my biggest concern about this Riki pick. I'm going with Beast Coast game too.
Yeah, I think I'm liking Beast Coast a little bit more, but I think Spirit, if they can just farm, I think they'll outscale.
True.
It's gonna be a lot of more data points gathered. Collapse, uncontested Ogre in game number 1, and this is the very first Axe pick in game number 2. Seems like he's tired of being pigeonholed as like, oh, he's just the Mars player, he's just the Magnus
He's a trailblazer.
He's a trailblazer, he's a pioneer, and someone who I think very well acquainted with dunk and a Cinderin.
That's right, I love dunking my donuts into more donuts, Cinderin. They bet on a troll warlord.
Oh, you're
How
a hater.
is that possible?
You're always a hater. I'm trying to remember any game we've ever cast together where you're like, I think the troll team will win. It's always...
Well, do they win? Like, honestly,
Yes.
if we could go through our cast,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, sub 20% win rate on troll. I'm not even exaggerating. It has to be that low. It always looks so bad when we cast. I don't know if it's us.
Maybe it's confirmation bias and you're just looking for flaws in everything he does. He goes 20-1, you're like, he died. It was a bad troll performance.
Well, the thing is, as we say every time, it's becoming a broken record. I love this hero. I just hate the ult. Like, I love playing this hero, but the ult is so kiteable. But now that you can use items,
30 seconds to back.
maybe that's enough. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see the Riki. We did cast one game with a mid Riki, and Axe I have yet to see with the counter helix changes that the panel was talking about, where it's every X hits now instead of percentage based, which you could use to your advantage. And
I think this is my most played hero this patch, actually. Axe. So we can go a little bit more in depth with that in a second.
Have the same cosmetics on.
I quickly.
The battle begins.
Oh, not the face, but the rest.
Like an old man.
So. The thing that confused me a little bit in this draft, there's a couple of things. So first of all, the Tusk last pick, like the panel talked about for Dark Mago, like maybe you feel like you want to cover some bases here or there, but when you do go for that, I was just looking at Beast Coast heroes. They have Timber, Troll, and Tusk cores. There has to be heroes that have overlaps and are good against all three, or at least solid. I just don't think Riki was necessarily the best option, but it might be like a comfort thing and what heroes they've been practicing with.
You can't say that unless you have a hero.
I think Necrophos would have been awesome this game, for example, right? Like, all the lane matchups are great. He would have scaled, he would have been able to kill Timber with his teammates. The OD ban obviously was very well warranted. That would have probably been Laurel's preferred pick. I also think Benno could have been good.
Benno mid?
Yes, actually. It's not very common that is an amazing pick, but I actually think even that would have been great. We'll see. Maybe this Riki is going to look amazing, but I am very concerned with exactly what the panel talked about. Can they deal with Sacred? I think there's been games where Beast Coast have literally just won off of Sacred Timber. It's his best hero. He's very, very good at this. He's having a field day, probably. It's a first phase hero. They've got, from my perspective, totally uncountered. So let's see how that goes.
Not only was that a first phase hero, but Phantom Lancer of all heroes was also first phase, and he
definitely got counterpicked. That's the difference.
Well,
right?
yeah, of course. Like, you have to deal with the PL, but first two is very strange. What do you? Does Mira might get first blooded? No, we'll walk away. Rolling death from the top lane in the meantime. Yotaro.
Some good damage on Sacred
damage.
When Sacred hits level 3, this lane is not a kill anymore, but for now they do have a chance of putting some pressure, especially with the Chain Lightning Harpy. Very nice creep to have here. So at least off to a good start here for Yotaro in the very early laning stage.
Oh, he's going to get the courier. Nice job from Dark Mago.
Nice shards. Indeed. Let's talk about Axe for a moment. So this hero, one of the things that makes Axe different now is obviously the Vanguard is cheaper. You get the cheaper Ring of Health. And I think the hero has a lot more kill potential very early on in the lane stage with the Blood Grenade. Let's see if Stinger gets away from this. Looks like it'll be A-okay.
Because of Blood Grenade.
Yeah. So what you do as Axe is you throw a Blood Grenade and you Battle Hunger, and the slow is so strong that you can keep chasing heroes for a very extended period of time and kills. That's the first thing. You go Vanguard, and then, I mean, the build-up you do is probably common. Some sort of boots into Blade Mail, Blink in some order most of the time. But the change to counter helix is really important when you play against melee cores, because now that you can reliably tell yourself when you're going to get a helix, you can play to your advantage with that in lane. You get your Helix down to maybe needing 1 or 2 hits. You run into the troll and you attack him and you get creep wave aggro and you do some damage there.
Right.
And it also means that once you get the shard on this hero, which changes the cooldown to 0, if you're hitting multiple targets or somebody who hits really fast like troll, you're going to be spinning like crazy. And obviously, against troll, when he ults and he's super low, you're the only hero that can kill troll through ulti.
You're talking about shard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kill troll through ulti as the only hero in Dota. So that is obviously a huge part of why this matchup is so Axe favored. So a lot of things to look out for. And this time around, the CS looking way healthier for East Coast than the last game, so already that is good news for them.
Yep, they are on top of everyone, just by a little bit.
Doing some good damage to Sacred. Really impressed with how much they've been able to pressure him here.
He has 2 levels of reactive now.
Yeah. If he gets to full health, this is probably a done deal. Then he's gonna.
Such simple.
And one of the luxuries and what you see a lot of teams do right now is they play offlane instead by Vanguard. And one of the really powerful things about that is you can take your position 4 and just send it through the gate and kill bot, right? And Timbersaw inherently has the advantage this game that he doesn't even need to buy Vanguard because it's such a good Timber game. So he's actually able to be left alone now at minute 4. And if Stinger sees any opportunity to TP mid or to gate bottom, there are kills aplenty in both lanes that are available to him. Sacred still not up to full health though. Maybe I'm underestimating how much pressure they can put. This damn Chain Lightning Harpy is destroying him. Actually,
It's out of...
maybe it's not as easy as I would have thought.
Let's see. We're getting his levels, we're getting his CS.
I think Maiden should Frostbite and kill the Harpy if possible. Like that's just...
I'm sure that they would want to do that.
Yeah,
but
he's playing it at max range.
jumps back. They won. Gonna aggress onto Mira. And that is going to be first blood finally. This one goes to Troll. If Collapse can get this kill, though, that is also quite big.
Punched him in the back.
He is approaching his, I assume, Vanguard. Yeah, has the Ring of Health. And Vanguard is equipped. So a sub of 5 minutes. I know it's been nerfed in both price. Well, I guess that's a buff, but price is different. But it is a little bit worse than before. Still, sub 5 minutes. Sacred getting chased.
Lightning Harpy.
Taro wants to keep going. That's the blood grenade as well. Sacred getting extremely low. Taro getting blocked by his own illusion a bit there. Sacred able to walk away.
I guess Stinger actually can't leave him alone specifically because of the Chain Lightning Harpy. It's I don't know how big a percentage of the damage Sacred's taking this thing.
Nice telekinesis back to the tier 1 collapse. Quite a bit of damage though.
Vanguard
That level
too
2
strong.
Helix. But now he's quite low, so has to be a little careful.
Damn. Can we just talk about how much Dark Mago has been destroying Laurel mid? And keep in mind, this was the last pick of Spirit, right? He's 19-3 against 31 for 7. Tusk obviously great against melee heroes, so will be likely to get an advantage, but has been doing very convincingly here. Nice ward will prevent this gank from being a success. So Tusk will head back to mid. And
he came to the lane with full HP, but he's already getting bursted. Another blood grenade there. Sacred finally used the Whirling Death, but it looks like he's just going to get ticked out here. So nice kill.
Yeah, actually
gets that one.
I'm so surprised how much they're pulling him. I know Chen is strong, but this is surprising. I wonder if he needs to change his item build up. He's not looking at Vanguard. He's looking at double Bracer Soul Ring, which is his standard, but I think he's surprised too. And the thing about this is obviously a big part of how East Coast tailored their game plan was around this Timbersaw having a good start, but they don't get that.
Oh, the glimpse into the call. Beautifully done. Schofield getting really low. Goes down to Mira's right click, but now Collapse stuck inside the shards for Dark to go and made his transition over. They end up netting themselves a big kill onto Collapse. 1K lead here for Team Spirit early on. Sacred has come back to lane and, well, still beating the crap out of him apparently. He seems quite squishy, all things considered. He's gonna get chased onto the tower, but will live.
Okay. I'm learning something.
Yeah, just
I
quite a bit of damage.
don't know. This is
I mean, what did they change with Penitence? Anything?
they nerfed it this patch.
Oh. K1, okay, gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field and smoke screen. Gets called. And not quite level 6 is collapsed, but they should be able to finish him off nonetheless, and they do. As Laurel makes his rotation. And remember, with that ult change for the Riki, you'll be getting more XP for every, I was just gonna say every gold, but every kill or assist that you take part in. So we'll see how much that is able to snowball him.
Nice dodge there from Spirit. Again, just good information gathering. They avoid getting ganked by Mago.
He just got 4 bounty runes.
He got 2. He bottled them.
3 bounty runes.
It's 2.
2 bounty runes. Mago. Smoke screen. Quite a bit of damage. Stuff to snowball.
Have any
Single
teammates
Walrus
combined?
punch. Mapochka continue to right click with Dark Mago.
Dire's top
Very
tower
fast
is under
indeed.
attack.
Did pop the region though, so doesn't get full value out of that. But yeah, this top move not successful. He does find the 2 bounty runes, like you said, they just reset, but
Radiant's courier has
love
been
to
killed.
go there. At the very least, it alleviated some pressure. So now Sacred is level 5. Chooses not to go free and reactive though. He actually went 1-2-2.
Glimpse.
Oh, that was a
To the
kill.
Centaur stomp, and Singer's just done it. Okay, he's level 5 now. Is he going to survive?
Yeah.
Inside the kinetic field,
Scanning.
has the 2 in Timber Chain, the 1-2-2 build. And considering that they got off to such a good start in this lane for Team Spirit, like, be out of this lane, right? That's at least what you were anticipating, that they'd have to leave Timber to his own devices to some degree. But they've kind of delayed that normal occurrence.
Yeah, because usually at this point in time, PL has to jungle because the Terrorblade is destroying him with level 6 and mana boots. But they've slowed him down so much that Yatoro is still able to play the lane. Despite that, Troll is still top net worth. Like, PL has had an outstanding time because the expectation of how this lane would go has definitely been exceeded as far as I'm concerned. But the Troll has been having a wonderful lane as well. So as much as we've been highlighting that one, that top lane, K1, still looking very hot as well. 51 and 13.
So let's look at the potential item upgrades, what people are going to be going for. So Troll, Battle Fury, no big surprise. The PL Diffusal, again, no big surprise. I mean, this is very cooking. Diffusal, Manta, part after that. Sacred, not a whole lot of mana to speak of. Dark Mago makes his transition over. Really Snowball hits only onto 1, but clean up Mira very easily. Yatoro continue to get chased, but they're going to turn their sights on the Mapochka instead. The PL TP's out successfully. 2 supports dead. Of all heroes, Laurel comes in. It's taking out Stinger himself.
That's still really good timing from the Tusk and the Snowball
Dire's
shard
middle
combo there.
tower
Perfect
is under
place.
attack.
I guess
Dire's
with
courier
maybe with a
has
slightly
been
better
killed.
execution, it could have also got the PL, but still solid. Kill his courier as well for a little bit of bonus. Finding another bounty.
Radiant
This is
structures
the Radiant
are
Bounty
fortified.
Central, the top half. Straight back to mid.
Snowball going to be avoided. Yatoro, wow, that's so much burst damage. You have another pause as they strategize how to kill Yatoro inside of these shards.
K1's having some problem.
Yep.
He
So-
was playing the drums with his hand gesture there. I don't know what went.
Probably why he broke his mouse.
Oh. And he broke his mouse, and that caused spikes, is what you're saying.
So, for Troll, I want to talk a little bit about being able to use items during the ult. Obviously, big one. Is there any other item that you think is important? Satanic for Dispel, and obviously lifesteal aspect.
Can you blink?
Ooh, that's a good. Ooh, that's a really good question.
Kill one target, and then you can just blink to another one?
That would.
I guess you have to be facing the same way because your hero can't turn, right? But maybe you can technically blink. You can use Abyssal during ult, which I think is really good. Nullifier, if they Ghost Scepter. That's a lot of value, actually. I mean, in the past, you would maybe have Ags, and then you would use that for the Dispel offensively with the ranged axes.
Yeah, if anything, this change actually nerfs Ags.
Yeah, I need.
Because if you really need the Dispel,
Yeah, you could get Nullifier now.
well, either Dispel, right? Because you can just use BKB or Satanic now for yourself. If
Hey, what is happening?
Interesting to see if his build will change at all after the battlefield. We'll see.
Axe has no time for all this jibber jabber.
Yeah. There might be yet another item, actually. Are there any neutral items you can use?
The wall is one that the seal totem.
来来来，要打就来，要打就来。
Totem.
Паузу.
О,
Паузу.
неплохо для старика.
Я лагаю.
Force
Паузу.
boots.
Паузу.
You love those tier 5 neutrals.
You can whip.
Yep, true.
Use the horsey. But you're not going to be carrying on troll.
Well, if you can use it during ult, why not?
Eh.
He needs mana very badly. Zoro, tag team is rushing him. Pops the wand and gonna live. Arcane Rune top. Dark Mago will be able to get that.
Feels good rune on this hero. Get to take a fight and have your spell volley twice.
Marl. He's the one that comes top. Get some of the farm now that PL's not occupying this area anymore. I mean, is this a hero that still you just need like the first item and then you start kind of ganking, or you want him to be ganking already because he is playing mid
On the Riki.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already been involved a bit. He's got 2 kills. I do think you definitely need to try to get an okay timing on defusal. I think if you move too much and you delay your defusal, that's going to come back to bite you, because that is the item.
Oh, it's been so long.
Big stack here for collapse. So now,
Radiant's
every
middle
4
tower
attacks
is
with
under
a
attack.
cooldown of
insane.
on a 0.3.
So good.
With the shard, that cooldown is removed. So if you were to call, let's say, Troll plus... It's particularly good against illusion carries, whose illusions don't die once mid.
Oh yeah, that's true. Mira, he's gonna get spotted out, punched into the air and brought down swiftly, but people out of the scope field. Potentially. So the trade is just enough, but now Laurel has to be careful. He's dead. Double kill for K1. Yutaro getting chased.
Middle tower is under attack.
Inside the shards, he's just gonna get frostbit and brought down as well. So a 3-for-1, and now Collapse looks to be next. He's much tankier target, of course, but looks like he will be fine.
How big of a chance was there of him dying there? 16%. Troll got in 1
Radiant's
attack.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's
There you go.
bottom
More than
tower
one,
is
but-
under attack. Dire's
That's just
structures
that was
are
actually pretty
fortified.
fortunate that Laurel got that.
Yeah, that was a
on-scope.
1 out of 4 or 5
Yeah.
or whatever.
In hindsight, should be happy getting that kill, but obviously a very bad trade-off for Team Spirit. As alive,
Died worse. You fought
Sacred
badly.
just got killed off by Collapse with the Blink Dagger.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is a bit deceptive because you think of Timber as this tank here, but also keep in mind the Axe
Dire's
counter
middle
helix
tower
is pure
under
damage.
attack.
So if Timber is next to a wave, you can actually do some pretty substantial damage with this hero. And we'll be eyeing up the Blade Mill next for some added value. If there's a Chakram when you blink in or whatever, all
Radiant's
of that
bottom tower
will
is
do
under
that final
attack.
touch.
So after the Blade Mail, are you expecting Crimson Shard, something like that? You need BKB this game.
I mean, BKB on this hero is really good. But it is an outstanding Crimson game, right? Like, that item is just so good against Troll.
And it's not that game. I feel like you just get it anyway.
Yeah,
Radiant's
the
bottom
item is
tower
bad,
is
especially
under
against
attack.
Troll and tag teams. You just want to have this block. So I think you should probably get the Crimson after this Blade Mail and then consider his options once again. And yeah, maybe you buy the Shard. I don't know. This is the biggest mystery about this hero for me right now, is when is Shard worth buying? Because it is good, but there's
Dire
just some
are
matchups where it's
scanning.
way better than others, and you could maybe get it from the Tormentor for free. And
Stand out here, so Spirit trying to bait. Now that they show themselves.
nice horsey from Collapse in mid dodges the ice shards.
Laurel now showing himself, and Skillfield's just gonna.
Gofield running around
right.
with my favorite neutral item,
Oh yeah.
tier 1 token.
Tier 1 token's really good. It could be anything.
Yeah, it's
the
whatever
beauty
you
of it.
dream of.
Double
What's the
damage.
point?
I don't
They
know.
just forget?
Probably. He'll realize soon enough. This is
Not
the
one.
second or third time this tournament I've seen it, that a player's just running around with a T1.
Dark Mago has made his way over. Not gonna be able to block anybody in, but you would expect that this
Radiant
will turn
are
into a tier
scanning.
1 tower push for Beast Coast. Spirit probably resigned just to allow Collapse to get his next item, and that's when he can start running around.
Yeah, blade mill's almost complete. Just 200 to go. That's incorrect. 400 to go.
Yep, you almost got it.
That's close enough.
Laurel also
shard into BKB. So exactly what we expected, but...
Wait, Crimson?
Oh,
No?
actually true, not
Radiant's
Crimson.
bottom
Yeah, it was
tower
either
is
going to be
under
Shard
attack.
BKB or Crimson BKB
Dire's
without
top
Shard.
tower
So
is
one
under
or the other.
attack.
I don't know.
I mean, I still think the Crimson looks pretty decent, but I'm not mad at this idea.
Radiant
Mad at
structures
it.
are fortified.
He goes up with strength. He just wants the heart first. Then he'll get
Radiant's bottom
The
tower
late game
is under
Crimson,
attack.
yes.
Yes.
My
Dire's
favorites.
top tower
Very
is
smart.
I
under
too
attack.
love myself a little cheeky Friday griefing.
Laurel has his diffusal on the way. Going to be obviously a very important pickup for any Riki.
Dire's middle
You think
tower
so,
is
I guess
under
support
attack.
Riki's just dead then, right? Without the
Radiant's
dart?
bottom tower is under attack.
It's a lot worse. I'm not going to call it
not
dead.
supposed to be a support hero. Cinder
Radiant's
smoke screen
bottom
onto the
tower is
tusk.
fallen.
Yeah,
Just walks it off.
Dire's top tower is under
his
attack.
damage was not impressive.
Yep, tricks of the trade, blink strike to safety. They dust, but no avail. Laurel, next item looks like it's going to be the shard. We'll talk about that a bit more. Attacking Storm, beautiful glimpse into that. That is a dead Timber Saw. Very important kill for Team Spirit. Now they got to turn this around.
Dire's
Dark
top
on the go.
tower is under attack.
Let's get off his snowball and then blinks out to safety. Surprisingly, did not get hit by the tricks of the trade to cancel that. Cinder's getting pursued. Nice call from Collapse. Gets the one. Looking for more dunks. Double kill for him. More stacks aplenty. Gets off his BKB. He wants to fight. He actually uses the battle trance as well. And Collapse is trying to kite up, but he's going to get netted up. Gets off the call just to be able to stay alive a little bit longer, but K1 does find the kill. And the buyback from Dark Mago wants to try to finish off this fight in style as Laurel pretty damn low. Picks up the
Radiant's
haste, so
bottom
should be
tower
okay
is
as a
under attack.
result. Mirror, on the other hand, fastest hero. Nighttime though.
Radiant's
By that
bottom
kinetic kill,
tower
he
is
should be
under
brought
attack.
down. So they find something.
That was a
Collapse, obviously a big kill, but that required a buyback.
That was a great disengage from Spirit. They only lost their Disruptor on the way out there. That could have easily been a PL plus him. It could have been a Riki, but he found the haste. The PL got away with like 15% health. Yatoro had to get the hell out of there and did find an escape path, but that was spooky. Tusk buyback could have paid off big time, but...
So I have a question for you. Obviously the panel and you thought that Timbersaw was going to have a free game. He's had a good game. You have, I mean, yeah. I don't know if this is meant to be a big deal here.
That's true.
A big deal against Timber.
Later on, yes, because you can drain his mana and just leave him alone. If your line can't kill him, you can at least make him useless. You just burn all his mana and just like lol and go kill the heroes.
Right? That's played by Axe. Right?
Yeah.
You just leave him alone.
Well, that costs 200 mana to activate.
So you cast it first.
Yeah, cast it and then go in.
Before your mana.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. I still think Sacred can find meaningful impact until that point, and he also has Soul Ring +1, so even if he gets drained entirely, he can at least get one spell volley off in the middle of the fight, which can make a big difference if done well. But yeah, at this point in time, when this game started out and I looked at the draft, I would have thought Timber would be top 2 net worth, right? Or at least top 3. Like maybe he's behind the 2 carries, but he would be well above the others, and he's not, right? Like
Radiant's
he's tied
bottom
with
tower is under
the
attack.
Tusk.
Dire's top
So,
tower is under
In
attack.
that regard, things definitely went better for Spirit than I expected. But they're still kind of struggling to take convincing fights, and I think Yatoro needs to get bigger for that. He's currently 5th, which is quite a rare sight, really, for Spirit to have him. Now he just bounced up to set 3rd because they're all so close. But the gap, look at the Troll being ahead 4,000 over the PL.
Yeah.
Is pretty ridiculous. And the fact that the gold is
Radiant's
even is just a
bottom
testament to
tower
how
is
fat
under
the
attack.
supports are on Spirit. The Chen sitting on 7k net worth.
Dire's
Every
middle
time you
tower
take
is
over a
under
creep, you
attack.
get the bounty now for some reason.
True. Yep.
Kind of insane. Mini Midas. But yeah, very even game. But when you look at the net worth and just the lead that K1 has, that could spell doom for Spirit. they don't have the answers. But it is a troll that you can kite. Like, you can do that. Sometimes troll is the most frustrating hero to play, especially when you're playing against people that are good at the game.
Radiant's
Yeah, they have
bottom
some decent
tower
tools.
is
They have
under
glimpse
attack.
when he's out of BKB. They have smokescreen. They have axe call, which is always going to be a problem.
You can always itemize.
Yeah. Halberd is a possibility for the axe, maybe at some point. Yules are great.
Radiant's
Supports,
bottom
but
tower
not the
is
best
under
Yule
attack.
supports in the world. Disruptor and Chen.
Radiant structures are fortified.
K1. When K1 gets a map to play, he is just
Dire's
he's
middle
one of the
tower
best.
is under
At
attack.
Yules
farming,
actually
if
might
not
be
the best.
Yules might be technically in some situations better against troll than it was before, because before you kind of had to BKB into battle trance. Now if you want a battle trance, you can BKB later, but you can get Yules in your screw, right? So
Yeah.
kind of a weird dichotomy.
Dire's top tower is under
A lot of
attack.
damage from the Chakra. Fable to follow, just gonna get right-clicked down by K1.
He was holding his doppelganger the whole time. I think
Yeah.
he had it, but
He did.
he wanted to use it at the right
Dire's
time.
top tower is
And
under
then
attack.
he got flanked by
Radiant's
a frostbite he
courier
just
has been
flat out wasn't expecting there. So nice angle that they find here Beast Coast, and this is going to be T1 tower, and maybe Roche. I mean,
Dire's structures
the Dire
are
lineup doesn't seem
fortified.
that dangerous to 5v5 into if you have all your stuff and you're well positioned in the
Dire's
vision.
top tower is under attack.
I don't think they can really.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Tier 2 tower taken out. Laurel doing some damage to Tusk, and here comes Collapse with the big call with Blade Mail and the choppity chop.
Almost didn't get him. This Riki damage is quite pitiful. And he is pretty poor, so this kill helps him out a little bit.
Glimpse back. Schofield inside the kinetic field and Collapse. Another call and another chop.
Get that armor.
Disgusting. Axe
He
live.
has
5 stacks.
Five
And the-
stacks right now, and he does have the shard already.
Yep, and you can get the level 20 talent for extra armor
Radiant's
as well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Stinger gets gone on by Laurel. On the other side of the tree line, tricks of the trade, smoke screen, and one more attack.
Wow, that just snowballed the crap out of one kill to the next to tier 2 tower.
Indeed.
All right.
I
That's
wonder,
how it's done.
Yeah, I mean, the closest comparison I can think of with a hero like this is Bounty Hunter that
Radiant's bottom
snowball.
tower has fallen.
Only with one hero, where you're getting extra XP, right? So it's not like it's shared, but to some degree. Actually, wait, K1 went Ag. Okay. So Ag's one of the coolest items on Troll.
Scanning.
Dispel everything. Melee axes will dispel yourself.
Why is that
Range
good here?
axes will dispel the enemies of buffs, and it lowers the cooldown dramatically.
Am I missing
Melee
something? Why is this good here?
It's against PL, theoretically. It's,
Just because you can remove the diffusal.
well, not just, no. You constant mischance on all the illusions.
Oh, you just mean the cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The dispel, yeah.
Is
not
that?
really?
I'm just looking at the
Dire
dispels,
are
right? Because it's like,
scanning.
yeah, the cooldown reduction is definitely very good against. But maybe that's just enough to justify it. Like that's all you need, because the dispels are just not good this game, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna remove penitence.
So I got wrecked.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. He just wants a little cooldown on the axes against PL.
Interesting though, prioritizing this early.
Yeah.
This is normally like something like we've
This
seen
is
like the
something you
magic
get from
dance build
Radiant's
trolls
middle
before,
tower
but
is under
this is
attack.
an early pickup for a more physical. See how it works, huh?
Definitely a well worth it against in that core versus core matchup. So it's very good against one hero, not so good against the rest. Does that justify it? We'll see.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now he's going to go for Abyssal Blade. Gets the Vanguard first.
Laurel has his shard, by the way, so let's quickly talk about that. That's the smoke screen upgrade, where any targets underneath will be minus armor, but in addition to that, they're going to be taking out. Spirit, let's see who gets the shard. Disruptor,
That's
okay,
the
that's
long range one.
long range and extra 2 strikes, and you can put it on the ground, which is kind of whatever.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
the Riki
tower
shard,
is
minus
under
6 armor
attack.
to the targets inside smoke
Dire's
screen,
middle
and you
tower
cannot
is
be
under
targeted by
attack.
any allied abilities that are
Radiant
single target. You can still get healed by Chen, for example, with Mech and Hand of God, but they can't force them. Can't glimmer you.
Well, Chen's on his team.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
this
has
is an
fallen.
example, but you're right.
But you're correct, Chen cannot heal,
Yes,
as far as I know.
you're my best friend. always make me look so good.
Good.
I would have done the exact same
Got
for
it.
you, just so you know.
Well, if you wanted to use an example, you could have just said Arcane Aura. Still.
True.
And just think about what you guys say.
I get
Well,
you can snowball through the smoke screen and pick people up.
Yeah, that's
I think.
fair.
So they do technically have a save.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a stretch.
That's really hard.
And Rubik can't telekinesis him out. That's the one. The Rubik shard wouldn't be able to save people in the smoke screen.
Right. So theoretically, this is good against non-supports because they're not going to have 4 stats, right? The Rubik just picked up 1, so
Rubik can save himself.
exactly.
But if Riki smoke screens the troll, and you would want to lift him out with this Rubik, or if he smoke screens the Tusk in particular.
That's the other thing. Yeah, Tusk does not have BKB yet, so
Close.
there's a timing here. Troll already has BKB, so it might not affect him theoretically.
So I guess all in all, the main hero it's good against here is the Timber.
Yeah.
Because he will not buy 4 stab, and he will not buy BKB until later. He's eyeing up the Ags right now.
All right.
Which
Try.
I feel like this item is really good in the right situation. But I don't know how good it is when you buy it this late. Like, I played against it one game, and it was Timber with Russian. Got it like minute 12, and then it was insane because we had a lineup with 4 melee heroes. And you would just pop it, run into us 12 minutes in, 1,000 damage magic, and it's pretty insane. But this late in the game, the heroes have more items to dodge it, they're tankier, and it hasn't really scaled much, so I'm not sure how good it is here. I think something like Shiva could possibly just flat out better. Having the healing reduction against Chen, having the AoE slow against the PL, and keeping Riki in place, being tankier yourself. There's a lot of benefits to an item like that here. We killed and grabbed by K1, so it was just a matter of time. Seemed like they wanted to wait until it was nighttime. They're just more comfortable fighting in the top half of the map. Makes sense with the control they had. The lane push.
So Laurel forced to go for a Manta style just because of the nets from Troll Warlord.
What a weird look at it. Top 1 by far is the troll.
By 5k.
Radiant's middle
Quite a
tower
drop off
is
to
under
his
attack.
next ally.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
that's quite fair. I mean, K1 might be able to 1v5 this. We'll see how strong Troll is in this patch.
Radiant's
As you can see,
bottom
Toro
tower is under attack.
rushing the bottom lane, so we'll see if this forces anybody back from Beast Coast. They have the siege there as well, so they can't just ignore this. Yeah, Stinger's gonna have to go, which means the rest of Beast Coast will have to hightail away from that top lane. Every time I see this cosmetic on Riki, I think he's empowered. I have to double check if there's a magnet. Really strange. Tricks of the trade. Okay, smoke screen on the troll, but Laurel's the one that has to be careful. That is a very fat Troll Warlord.
I wonder if this
Radiant's
nullifier pickup
bottom
on Riki
tower
is
is under
how
attack.
valuable that is when you have the shard. This is the next item he's eyeing up, but
Dire's middle
considering
tower
the
is
shard
under
already
attack.
prevents allied units on the target, allied abilities on the target, what are you getting nullifier for?
Well, then you can just...
Then you can
Dire
jump and kill
are
Rubik.
scanning.
For
Rubik
example,
can die.
if that's your primary job is to assassinate Rubik and Maiden, I get it. But in that case, how good was the shard?
Dire's
that's kind
middle
of
tower is
it's
under
cheap.
attack.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's.
But no, that's...
It still has its uses in other situations. It gives you more options. I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
All right, K1. They're gonna respond to this. A glimpse doesn't do too much. Pop
Dire's
fort.
structures are fortified.
Just gonna wait it out.
And go again.
Absolutely.
Radiant's top
What can they
tower
do
is under
against
attack.
this troll? Smoke screen's gonna be a bit annoying, I guess. You can just go ranged. He keeps going back into melee form. All right, there you go. There's the collapse initiation, but the snowball save, beautifully done. They're gonna go into collapse though. Spamming those whirling axes. Troll already at half HP, has to be careful. Pops the BKB and the battle trance. Actually, still has the battle trance, sorry, but brings to guard. Getting a lot of damage mitigation as K1 getting saved again via the snowball. Do they have enough to finally finish him off? They do, but that's just the Aegis. Dark Mago, his BKB is already expended. Be careful, they have the Troll Warlord in their sights, inside this kinetic field. All these illusions just decimating and collapse with another beautiful initiation, and the raid boss has died. 70 seconds of no Troll. 2 dead now for Beast Coast as the rest look to fall. Schofield just standing in place. Okay, he's dead. Very good. 3 dead in favor of Spirit, and they hold beautifully.
That was a game-winning fight, just straight up. You were 3k ahead, now you're 8k up. You killed Aegis, you killed Troll again, and The key thing that happens there is the troll is hitting and they get this nice axe call and force the fight into their base. In the meantime, Laurel killed the Rubik in the back line.
Okay.
Radiant's
Ball
middle
for the
tower
time
is
being
under
and
attack.
able to blink out. Can you?
Yeah, you kind of understand from East Coast perspective. Oh,
That's okay. That was a glimpse on the sea.
I thought for a second that was on the same. But
Radiant's middle
you
tower
can
is
understand
under
from East
attack.
Coast perspective why they felt a bit forced to go high ground with this Aegis. If they don't use it for anything, maybe they feel like the
Radiant's top
the
tower
scaling
has
wars is
fallen.
being
Radiant's
lost.
middle tower has fallen.
But yeah, that hold was just flawless. They lost nothing. They forced a buyback on the Rubik. They kill him twice. They kill Troll twice.
That is a fight that I think regardless of the outcome here, Beast Coast will be watching on replay again later to figure out what the hell happened. K1, I mean, he's still way top net worth, but nobody is even remotely close on his team. Here's the initiation, but a counter initiation now from Collapse. He pops that blade now, so the BKB doing work for K1. Gets the bash off as well, but now he has to turn his sights onto somebody else. He's inside that smoke chain. Has to be careful. Has the battle chance, will have to use it now. But he just gets chopped down. That's the big counter that you talked about pre-game. So dead Troll Warlord for a full minute. And now they're turning their sights onto the Timber. Choppity chop, double kill for Collapse. And that suddenly the game might just end. This is insane how fast of a turnaround this was. They were just on the starting to go high ground like 2 minutes ago.
They gained 12k net worth in 2 minutes, literally. That's a good 6k GPM. That's pretty nice.
Okay, he misses the call
Radiant's
this
top
time.
tower is under
it's just-
attack.
Just notice how little damage the troll is dealing to Axe. He blink calls him, pops the Crimson Guard, and he takes 0.
Radiant's top tower
Because the
has
Crimson is
fallen.
blocking like around 100 something, and on top of that, Axe has 26 armor, and it's only going to be more. Actually, he took the
Radiant's
Calling Blade
top
damage
barracks
talent,
has fallen.
so I thought maybe he was going to take even more armor with
Radiant's
the
top barracks
stacking
has
talent
fallen.
for a bonus 8. But no, he's just going to get more damage on the ult. Gives him more freedom to kill the, well, anyone, but obviously the troll is the primary target. And this counter pick has just worked wonderfully for them. It's really in the name of the game. Axe has proven to be very valuable, and this would be the second game in a row that Spirit picked a hero for the first time this tournament out of any team and would win both. That's some peak creativity right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
I mean,
nice.
that's the beauty of these new patches. Pick something that looks crazy, and then people realize, hey, maybe it's good. I mean, we saw Ogre last game, so
Most impressive thing is identifying it, right? Because it's very easy to fall into a mindset of, okay, there's this subset of like 5 to 10 heroes in most positions that all the teams play that you definitely have an eye on and you practice too. But it's identifying that this is the game for Ogre. This is the game for Axe. That's the most impressive.
Laura looking for Stinger. It has the double damage. 3 line blocking him. Rick is dead.
And kill Maiden.
That was 2 shots from the trick because of the Aghanim Scepter. Disgusting display from Team Spirit. Dark Mago, his BKB won't help. Now Team Spirit right on the doorstep. Try to get a second set of racks.
Radiant's
Maybe
bottom
even
tower
GG
is under
here.
attack.
Collapses the initiation, but there's the buyback onto Dark Mago.
Radiant's
Second of the game here.
bottom
He is not doing any damage. That is absolutely correct. He's a root collapse. Finally pops the BKB. Laurel jumps in. He gets punched in the air. They do some damage to him.
Radiant's bottom
Can't catch up now. Oh, there's the Timber Saw with the big bad reactive armor. 4 seconds away. Uses the totem steel, horse totem, whatever the hell it's called. Does, okay, that did some damage to Laura, but it's not enough to actually get the kill. Now he's inside that static storm. And Team Spirit looking for a reinitiation as the kiting continues onto Troll Warlord. Confirmation buys my ass, Cinderin. Gets the Bloodthorn. Laura with the tricks of the trade finishes off the Rubik easily. Big call onto the Troll Warlord K1. Pops the BKB. He's going to get chopped in a second here. Pops his ult and chopped. I mean, this is just... It is absolutely over. GGs are called. Team Spirit 2-0. And first game, Panel and yourself thought the draft looked great.
victory.
And they won handily. This game, everybody thought Beast Coast had it. They actually started out pretty well.
For me, the key thing that went very different from what I expected this game was Timbersaw's game, and I'm sure they'll come back to that as well.